to turn.
The biggest motorsport event in the world is now underway. The Argentina-Chile Dakar Rally 2009 is go. Defending champion of the Dakar from France, Cyril Dupre hits problems right from the word go. Whilst the man from the desert is used to the heat, Nasser Al-Attiyah steams into first position. The Argentina-Chile Dakar Rally got underway yesterday in the heart of Buenos Aires. The Argentine Air Force gave its seal of approval in front of a quite awe-inspiring near 500,000 people. They came out to see the biggest motorsports event on the planet. It was just breathtaking. The quads were first over the podium in the middle of town. The official start was one of the most incredible that any of us have ever seen, on one of the most incredible avenues in any city the world over, the Avenida de Nueve Julio. The locals were given some of the biggest cheers of all, as then the motorcycles came over the podium in reverse order. Massive crowds under steamingly hot summer sunshine in Buenos Aires. It was a packed house like no other motorsport event has ever seen the world over. World Touring Car Champion Ivan Muller was just, well, he had his breath taken away. He said he's crazy. I don't know how many people are here. I mean, maybe 1 million at least. They're so enthusiastic. The roads are opening like it's the Red Sea almost. Well, even the World Touring Car Champion had his breath taken away. And, well, what else can you have in Argentina but the tango in the heart of Buenos Aires? That special dance was reserved for one of the crowd's favourites, the local man from Argentina, Orlando Terranova. He's driving a BMW X3 this year, and he got more than a hero's welcome. Likewise did the Belgian driver, Stefan Orard. He's been working overtime building his buggy. And the American, Robbie Gordon, always the showman, always the centre of attention on the Baja 1000 in California. And he started the rally with the very first jump, right off the podium. Fellow American Mark Miller headed the first of the 4 Volkswagen Touaregs over the line. Next up, his German colleague, Dieter Depping. Frenchman Gerland Chicheritz, the youngster from France, the real hot stuff for the future. He was next over in his BMW X3. But the man from South Africa who was robbed of victory in 2006, Janil de Villiers, was next. And likewise, Nani Roma, the victor on 2 wheels, looking to be victorious on 4. Frenchman Luc Alphand, he's a downhill skier, he's a Le Mans car racer, and he's a Dakar racer. He says, I've never had the chance to do Alpe d'Huez on a bike in the Tour de France, but maybe I've done it here today. It's crazy with the amount of people. I never knew there were so many motorsport fans. It's just amazing. It's just huge. Nasser Al-Attiyah, one of the favourites from Qatar in his BMW. Well, little was he to know how quick he was going to go on the very first stage the day after, which was today. Carlos Sainz. He's Spanish, but he's here in Argentina. He had a hero's welcome at scrutineering and at the pre-show, but in front of 500,000 people in the middle of Buenos Aires, he was nothing but the crowd's favourite. However, the reigning Dakar champion from France, Stefan Pederhansel, looking to make it yet another victory on 2 and 4 wheels. He says we had to make our own way in the human ocean. It's so impressive. We were told that there would be many people here, but I never knew this many. Well, when the cars came through, it was next up for the motorbikes. The top 20 motorbikes then came over the line. Cyril Desprez, the reigning champion with his works KTM, whilst Quasi teammate from Spain, Marc Coma, was next over the podium. From France, Castello, and then from Norway, Oliver Setter, all on KTMs. Rodriguez from Portugal, he was a stage winner a couple of years ago, whilst Jordi Villadoms from Spain headed over the rest of the field as they put on a show for 500,000 people. Hans Stacey with his MAN truck, the reigning champion. Well, he didn't go over the podium. I don't think the podium would be quite strong enough to take such a weight. Vladimir Shagin, the first of the Kamaz from Russia. And Karol Laprace from the Czech Republic in his Tatra. So the very first stage of the Argentina-Chile Dakar for 2009 is underway, leaving Buenos Aires, a road section of nearly 200 kilometers before that all-important first special stage against the clock. 371 kilometers before the finish, then in Santa Rosa de la Pampa. The motorbike started one of the longest ever first stages in the history of the Dakar today. 733 kilometers from start to finish. That's a long way. That's quite a warm-up in this, the 30th edition. Not in Africa, it's the first, the other side of the Atlantic. And right from the word go, it was a battle against the reigning champion, Cyril Desprez, against the champion before, from Spain, Marc Coma. Now, the stage was really defined by the fact that they were going through the estates, through the farms, and a lot of 90-degree corners. Now, they were not marked in the road book, so the riders had to pick out how late they could brake and how quickly they could shimmy through the chicanes, through the sunflowers, and through the edge of the fields with the cattle. Marc Coma on the Repsol KTM was always in touch, and he was leading at the halfway point. However, there were other problems immediately for other runners. A massive battle at the front, but there were big tyre problems. And first of all, one of the big hitting names to run into trouble was that from Chile, Lopez. Big trouble, as you can see, right down to the canvas, the tube being taken out, and also troubles for David Castello, the number 3 rider in the rally. Right into problems right from the word go. What could he do? He had a mousse in the tyre, but the trouble is, on such a warm day that we have had here in Buenos Aires and down south towards Santa Rosa de la Pampa, the mousse has got so hot. So what he's done, he's gone over to the crowd and he's asked in Spanish if he's got any tyres. Has anybody got a kind of 18-inch size tyre? Has anybody got any kind of motorbike at all? Because what he's looking for is any spare parts to try and keep going. And although he's in one of the control areas where there's refueling, the time is ticking and he is losing precious time in his rally. Somebody else says, well, there's 40 kilometers to the first village, but then Thomas Berglund arrives. Now, Berglund, he gives him a spare mousse. As Castello said, we knew it would be hard, we knew it would be very hard. And here I am, it's like having a pit stop, it's like being in Le Mans or a Grand Prix. It's such a shame after the risks that we have taken so far on this stage, and now it stops. It's terrible. So much preparation and sacrifice to get here, and it stops. But I'll try and repair what I can. I'll try and do what I can. It's terrible. So what he's going to do, he's going to cut a hole in the inner tube that some of the riders have used, and he's going to then insert the mousse. Now this is a soft section of rubber that keeps the tyre inflated as such if there is a deflation of air. What it means is that the tyre can run without any positive pressure in it. But Castello's saying, I'm now not concentrating, I'm making mistakes. And even on the first of 14 competitive stages in this year's rally, it's all too much, he's bursting into tears. But then one of his teammates arrives from Romania, Emmanuel Ginez, one of the Vectra KTM teammates, and he gives him a complete rear wheel to enable Castello to continue on. An enormous amount of time already lost by Castello, and so for many other riders, including the man from Mali, Alain Duclos, on his first works ride for KTM in a Paris-Dakar rally. He's ridden the Dakar before, and he has run into problems as well. Only 158 kilometres into the stage, and he punctures just after the first control point. Duclos losing an enormous amount of time. But right at the finish, the reigning champion for the Dakar, Cyril Desprez, finished the stage, as you can see, with no tyre at all. Desprez has lost an enormous amount of time today. He says, I was riding easy, Marc got 40 seconds on me, and then at the refuelling we saw that Castello had big problems with his tyres. Our choice was to go with them with tubes at the beginning of the day, and it was good because Marc Coma got ahead. For me, I didn't hit any stones, but it's such bad luck. Such bad luck. There's just no words for this. So Desprez has lost 22 minutes today. But the winner of the stage, he had no problems at all. Marc Coma, what a rocket start for the Spaniard. Jacek Czakor, he got second position on today's stage, the veteran Polish rider. No problems for him at all. Third, Miran Stankovic, 24 minutes back of Coma over the line. Fourth, Frans Verhoeven, he's therefore the leading Dutchman today, 26 minutes back of Coma. What about this? The flying Jonas Street, the man from America, on the number 26 KTM, fifth for him today. David Frechenier, the first of the non-KTMs, he's riding as always, the Yamaha, he's on the little 450. Seventh on today's stage from Norway, Pal Anders Oliversæter, 28.5 minutes back of the flying Coma. So, confirmation of today's results. Coma from Czakor, Stankovic, Verhoeven, what a good start for him, and likewise Jonas Street from America. Frechenier in 6th, Oliversæter, Kneurman, another Dutchman inside the top 10, Rodriguez for Brazil, and Olivier Pain rounding out the top 10. Coma saying it was a fast stage with a lot of sand, and for a first day, it was very long. I had a good rhythm without any problems. That was the most important part of the day. It is only the first day. I don't know the results of the other riders, but I just know that many riders had some tyre problems. At the moment, for us, everything went well. I don't have any of these problems, so I'm very happy. Jacek Czakor, good result for him in second today. He said I had some problems with the tyres. I rode 150 kilometres with a flat tyre. I rode in the same group with Castello and Lopez. Each time we were changing positions on the road to see where we were going. The last part was very fast though, no problems there.
This first stage was incredibly fast, and I think the big problem for everyone is the tires. I smoked my tire, I don't have any more bitmoes inside, and but I think I didn't do not such a bad job.
New car and a new name. Mitsubishi have moved on from their ultra-successful Pajero to the all-new racing Lancer. They've been testing for an incredible 18,000 kilometers and start with 4 new cars for Luc Alphon and Hiroshi Mashioka, the reigning champion Stefan Pederhansel and the 2006 bike winner Nani Roma. The most important thing is to have a reliable car. Every part needs to work efficiently as one. So we had to do many, many kilometers of testing to get a reliable car for such a long rally. Mitsubishi are leaving no stone unturned. They've been testing in Morocco for 4 weeks, as well as in Spain. It has a purpose-built 3-litre quad-turbo V6 diesel. They've ditched their bomb-proof 3-litre petrol. The biggest change for us is the fact that we are now running a diesel. It's a lot quieter than before, so one does not hear the engine well, and you have a lot less headache at the end of the stage. When you're in a big off-road section, the noise of the stones hitting underneath the car almost masks the sound of the engine. This therefore makes it difficult to judge the engine performance and torque. So we've put some lights in to indicate where the engine power is so that we can get a better bit of performance out of the engine. This is new for us, we just got to get used to it. The car's strengths are a lower centre of gravity, new dampers as well make it more stable, and for the drivers it's bigger inside, and because it's a diesel, it's got more torque and it's quieter. Pederhansel saying we are better than before in the sandy areas. Thanks to the diesel engine we have more power and we're faster in those sandy bits. But we've also improved the chassis. We now have a car that is more comfortable to drive as it soaks up the bumps so much better. I think we did a good job and we found a correct compromise to be able to run this car in this year's rally. What it lacks is the fact that we never ran this against the competition. The team's strength is that they remain the same team of 4 drivers since 2005, with 13 outright wins between them on both 2 and 4 wheels. The new car is like our baby. It's so new and beautiful that we barely don't want to get it dirty. But it's made for rallying and I hope I can finish in one piece come Buenos Aires. Mitsubishi, the defending Dakar champions. The cars got underway just before 10 o'clock this morning in the height of an Argentine summer. No time to go sightseeing, and it was Gerlan Schischeritz in the BMW who was flying through the stage. At the first checkpoint he was in touch, at the second he was leading, at the third he was leading overall as well. But then Schischeritz made a tragic mistake. He got caught in some dust, he missed a braking point on one of the 90-degree corners, he went off, he damaged his suspension, and he's still yet to come out of the stage. He has lost an enormous amount of time. Therefore, it was his BMW teammate from Qatar, Nasser Al-Attiyah, the man who shot for his country in the Olympics this year in Beijing, fastest on the stage today. Nearly 2¼ minutes ahead of the rest. For the Frankfurt-based BMW squad, they could have no better start to the rally to be ahead of Spain's Carlos Sainz. Sainz, 3-time winner of the Rally of Argentina. That's a little bit further north in the country. We're down south in La Pampas. Sainz, with the modified race Touareg 2 from Volkswagen this year, added visibility, lower bonnet, higher seating position, air conditioning, meant that although he got caught in some dust, he's in touch with the leader, Al-Attiyah. 2 minutes and 17 seconds behind in second place. Third is the man from South Africa, from down near Cape Town, Janeel de Villiers. De Villiers so unlucky a couple of years ago not to win the rally. He's got a wise head on those young shoulders, and he knew to keep it cool in the dust today. Mark Miller from America. He's got a very wise head on those shoulders. He's done rallies on 2 wheels. He's done the Baja 1000 in a brand new Volkswagen only a few months ago. And here on the Dakar, he's had an excellent start. 4th position for Mark Miller today. Just over 4 minutes and 20 seconds back of Al-Attiyah. The crowds were out, not quite the 500,000 people that we saw in Buenos Aires last night, but my goodness me, a lot of people. Now then, the leading Mitsubishi today on this stage 1 of the Argentina to Chile rally in 2009. Luc Alphon, the first ever competitive stage for the brand new Mitsubishi Lancer on the Dakar rally. Alphon in 5th position, just 1 place ahead of his teammate and reigning champion from France, Stefan Pederhansel. Steaming through the fields of sunflowers, keeping out of the dust. Loose bonnet though for the local hero, Orlando Terranova. Good solid start. Got the crowd cheering. 7th position for Terranova, just over 5 minutes back in a stage that took 2.5 hours. Nani Roma, the only one of the 3 Mitsubishi drivers who hasn't won on 4 wheels yet. He's won it on 2 wheels. That was aboard a KTM, but now his wise head doing wonders today. Nani Roma, 8th position. Now then, we thought that this first stage would be perfect for America's Robbie Gordon, but I'm afraid it wasn't. Gordon got caught in some dust. He also overshot on a couple of corners. He lost some precious time, and Robbie Gordon lost 15 minutes on Nasser Al-Attiyah, who was fastest today. The all-new, lighter, more powerful Hummer. It's lower as well, it's narrower, it's shorter. And Robbie Gordon running into trouble, as you can see on board here, on this right-hander. He managed to get the hot engine restarted, always a problem sometimes for these guys, but Gordon in touch.
Yeah, no,
Now then, big problems for one of the 4 works Volkswagens from Germany, Dieter Depping. He's lost 1 hour today to Nasser Al-Attiyah, who was victorious on the stage. Also massive problems for the former victor from Japan, Hiroshi Mashioka. An engine problem, meaning that his works Mitsubishi limping in. Now then, this is Eric Vigouroux. He had a massive puncture, no warning at all. The late call-up for Vigouroux, meaning that he lost some time. Vigouroux losing 25 minutes today. However, at least he's in the rally. He managed to change the tyre, lost a bit of bodywork. He's going again. Massive problems for the British crew though. Paul Green and Matthew Harrison having a monumental role. Fortunately, they're just about okay. The car, certainly not so. What a start for Qatar. Nasser Al-Attiyah and Tina Turner victorious today on the first of 14 stages, from Sainz to Villiers, Miller and Luc Alphon. Look at the variety of nations we've got inside the top 10. Pederhansel, Terranova, Roma, Holovic and Van Merkstein, his first ever Dakar stage, and he's in the top 10.
And we missed 1 time the road because it was behind the quad, and this was very, very dusty, but it's okay, nothing damage. And I don't know about the time. I think we make it good time, and yes, I am so happy about the cars and performance, and the first stage was very, very fast, but it's okay, you know, we enjoy a lot today.
Carlos Sainz saying the truth is that after 100 kilometers I caught Pederhansel. I was stuck in the dust and it was impossible for me to get closer and use the electronic sentinel device. It was impossible therefore to overtake him on these roads. I did more than 250 kilometers in the dust. I couldn't do any more. It was just a starting special stage, easy terrain but very fast. A bit stressed because we spent a lot of it in the dust, but I managed to pass an incredible number of quads and bikes. It's still very difficult, we don't want to touch them. I keep a certain margin of safety whilst passing these bikers in the dust. The trucks got underway, they were last off the starting line late this morning here, down south in Argentina. Today's first stage of the Argentina-Chile Dakar for 2009, leaving Buenos Aires and going down south in La Pampas towards Santa Rosa de la Pampa. A competitive stage today that has been one of the longest specials that has started any Dakar since 1979. The reigning champion Hans Stacey back up against Vladimir Chigin and Ales Loprace, the four different manufacturers battling, the MAN, the Kamaz and the Tatra. Don't count out Andre de Azevedo, the man from Brazil, in his Tatra. He could be a dark horse as well. Gerard de Roy, the younger de Roy, he's also racing here this year. The team of three Dutchmen, always going to be strong. Andre de Azevedo, as always, with the Brazilian colours. Maybe he's got a few Brazilians coming down south to cheer him on. Next up is stage 2 of this year's Dakar. Starting from the bivouac, it's 237 kilometres of stage, big then long road section down towards Puerto Madryn. The longest day of the entire event on Dakar 2009. It certainly got underway with a bang.